Right, so
okay, let me have a stretch first.
Yeah.
Before you have me. Okay. So you have a quick drink of my drink.
Yeah. Right then.
Right, here we go.
Welcome back. It's Jonathan here from Some Talented People, and in our last episode today, I'm going to last episode today
of the week.
Yeah. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Jonathan from Some Talented People, who just absolutely messed up the intro. We're going to look today at some practical tips and some behaviors that you might recognize so you can identify if you've got imposter syndrome. And what I'd say to anyone out there in the world is that given that we don't know we have it when we have it, it's like not understanding that we're underslept when we're underslept. Our brains will convince us to do things and convince us of things that may not be objectively true. And what I'll try and do is give you some ideas. We'll try and add some value so you can go, oh yeah, that's me, or oh yeah, that's him, that's them. Which should give you some benefits. So I'm going to go to Shireen first, and I guess what I'm after is 2 or 3 tips, either about recognizing or mitigating the issues that you deal with for your clients.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So, I mean, I think one of the most important things, as you know, is recognizing we need to have the insight. If we don't have an insight, we can't initiate anything and we can't intend anything. So we need to have the insight. So one of the things is to really just notice what patterns you're running. So for example, how are you feeling? So when you think about that job that you want to try, or you think about, or someone praises you for something and you dismiss it, or you're constantly trying to hide, you have to look and think about what's going on here right now. What is it that's driving this problem for me? Once you start to just take a moment, question, how often does it happen? Where does it happen? Does it always happen? These kind of things. Get really curious, because the moment you start getting curious, what happens in the brain is we change a brain state. And the moment we change that brain state, we start to go into different levels where we start to think better. And we start to get, what happens in the brain is that all sorts of other kinds of alternatives start to come up. And what you want is to be able to name, what is happening, so that when you do that, you've got something that you can actually work with. And then, of course, after that, you've got to make a plan. You've got to plan how you're going to do that. So you've got to know why it's happened and what it is that you're going to do.
Okay, let me ask you a question on that then. So recognizing this self-reflection. Now, up until I realized that most people can't do it, I thought that self-reflection was pretty standard. It appears not to be the case, because there are lots of very intelligent people I know that are stupid by virtue of the fact they don't learn from their life. They know books, but they don't know life. How do you? So, for example, in the thing we talked about with me, relationships, I don't know what I want. I've got no practice of doing it. I self-sabotage like crazy if anyone shows me any affection, and I only now know about it because I wrote that book. And it took that. Go on, Nicholas.
Yeah, if I may on this, I will add up 2 points. The first point is to talk about it. To talk about it. Not only self-reflection is good, but you need to talk with other people to get feedback. I realize that communication is the root cause of any issues and solution. Yeah. And you need to ask other people, and you need to tell them what you're feeling, and you need to ask them what they think about you first. If I relate to the work environment, what do you think I'm doing? I'm doing good. Am I really an imposter, or do you think I bring value to what I'm doing? So that's the first thing. And the second thing is, when you have identified a potential issue, get help. Don't think you will sort it out by yourself.
Right.
So a coach, a doctor, or mentor, or whoever, but there are people who've been through what you've been going through. There are people that have the keys and that can help you to go much faster than if you want to go out by yourself.
That's excellent advice, Nicholas. And obviously, the platform that you're drawing people to is this Master Business. We'll put a link to that in when we post these messages. Great insights. Let me think. What should we do for the last 2 minutes?
I interrupted Sharon, so she was.
No, that's fine. That's fine, because those are really important. Because part of ICANN is, the insight, communicate, and commit, and then there's activate and action, and then it's about all neurologically aligned. How do you change the behavior, the neurology, the neural network to create the new behavior? But one thing you said, which was so valuable and so important, Nicholas, and I'm glad you stopped, is that this communication and speaking to people. When we talk, we're hearing ourselves at the same time. And I think that's really key. Very often when we're in our head and we're just writing, we're not actually talking. And we're not hearing ourselves what we're saying. And actually, we require a lot of these feedback loops in order to be able to hear in a multi-perspective. Yeah. So, a lot of, when Jonathan, you talked about journaling and self-reflection, I think people often don't, they reflect in one way. We need to reflect in many ways, not just one, but also importantly, that you go to somebody that knows how to reflect back to you and doesn't have an agenda within that reflection. So that's also really important. They ask you the question and they are curious about your answer, but they don't react to that answer. So I think that's quite important, because if you're talking to your family or you're talking to someone else, you may not get the answer that you need to get. Looking for greatness in someone is a key part of coaching. You want to look for where the gem is, where the bit that this person is, the diamond. You want to unravel that so that they begin to shine. So that's the key that you're really looking for.
I would say that by virtue of sheer serendipity, we've covered. It's amazing that Nicholas's story should be 2 of 3 of the initials of your program. How funny. People watching this will think there was some sort of script and stage crew, but no, it was just a great accident. Listen, thanks very much for watching. We're going to have more conversations with Shireen and with Nicholas, both of whom can help you with a myriad of problems that are happening to you because of their underlying reasons, which is what coaching basically does. It gets beneath what you're saying to yourself, hence the title. And the image I took, the arms have no end, so I had to lay it down there. A host of chopped off arms, which I'm not sure that's communicating the right thing. Right, thanks a lot. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and catch me every day with a video conversation. This is Jonathan, Some Talented People. Have a nice day. Be good. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Hey, shut up. No, you shut up. No, you shut up. You shut up. You're the one talking. Well, there's no one else here. Look, everybody, just shut up.